Oh, this is a good one, folks. This is called creamy chicken poblano. This is one of my own dishes. It is absolutely divine. If you like grilled chicken and chilies and creamy sauce, well, then this one's a winner for you. Every time I've served it to anyone, they were just thrilled. So I'll tell you what, if you want to know how to make this, watch this short video. It's a cook-along video, so you can cook right along with it. And when you're finished, you're going to have something that you're going to show off to your friends. I guarantee it. Hello, welcome back to Texas Cooking. Today we are going to be making one of my favorite dishes. It's called chicken poblano, and it is a simple combination of chicken breasts with these wonderful poblano chilies, and I want to make a special sauce that goes with all of it, okay? So what we're going to do first is I'm going to set this chicken aside, and I'll explain all of our ingredients here. We're going to be using some salt and pepper on the chicken itself before grilling it on a outdoor grill. I have also some paprika, a little bit of olive oil here that we're going to cook these chilies in, and then also some white wine. And for this you can use nice dry white wine, works best. A little bit of lime juice. I've got about a tablespoon of lime juice there, and here I have about 2/3 of a cup of sour cream. Now, the first thing we're going to do to make this work, I'm going to take these chilies, I'm going to put them directly on a burner, alright? And I'm going to give it full flame. And what we're going to do, pardon me, is we are going to be searing the skin on this. We're going to cause the skin to bubble up and turn a little bit black, and as that happens, it will make the skin easy to remove and makes these a lot more tasty. They're going to pop and crackle a little bit. You can also do this part on the grill if you wish. Now, as this is cooking, as these are starting to heat up and their skin is beginning to blister, they're going to release a beautiful aroma into your house. It's almost like a good quality incense. If you notice, it's just barely starting to char. Don't worry about these being directly in the flame. They do hold up well to heat. In fact, frankly, I've never seen any vegetable that holds up against a direct flame quite as well as a chili does. Now, this will partially cook the flesh inside, but not completely. It will soften it slightly. If you do this under a broiler, make sure that it's very close to the broiler and the broiler is set as high as it will go. Otherwise, it's not going to blister these well. Now, this is what we're looking for right here. This charring is exactly what I'm looking for. This will wash off or even peel off quite easy. See there? And we're going to put these under some water right after I'm finished charring them. Now, I like to do a cook-along video, so a lot of what I'm doing you're going to be able to cook right along with. If I do get ahead of you, please stop the video and catch up. Makes a wonderful noise. Now, unless you're trying to become Gordon Ramsay's best competition, I recommend that you get something comfortable to drink, a nice glass of wine or whatever you prefer, and enjoy it as you're cooking. Relax, Make this a relaxing time, not a time to be tense. Some people get really uptight when they're in the kitchen. They're afraid to make a mistake. If you slow down a little bit, you're less likely to make a mistake. Now, one thing I can say about this dish is it does bring out the most heavenly combination of flavors. Combining this with the sour cream and then adding just a little bit of acid from the wine and the lime juice, that acid just really brings out so much flavor in all of it. You might want to have a little cooling rack handy to set these on. It does make them a little easier to handle. Okay, let's go around to the sink and get these things cleaned up. Alright, here we are at our sink. Let's take one of the poblanos, put it right underneath some cool water, and just start washing that skin right off. Now we're going to be slicing these, so you don't have to be terribly gentle with them. You'll notice all of that black skin just starts coming right off. Isn't that nice? Now the reason that we remove the skin is it does have a tendency to be a bit tough when it's being cooked, and who wants to get a vegetable that's got a chewy skin on it? So I go ahead and remove the vast majority of it. You don't have to get every bit of it, just as long as you don't have the whole thing intact holding the pieces of poblano that you're going to have in your dish together. So, there we go. Now, once you've washed it, you need to go ahead and crown it and de-seed it. You can put your finger right through the side, just poke a hole and pull down. That will split it open. Then peel back at the top. You see there's a seed pod and a crown all in one. There. Toss that aside. Rinse out your seeds. And your poblano is ready to be sliced. There we go. Normally, if I'm working these, I work them really gently, because a lot of times I'm filling them, stuffing them, to make what's referred to as a chili relleno. This is the best chili in the world for that dish. There we go. Just keep cleaning yours out until you get them all done. Now, there is a second line of thought when it comes to this process. Some chefs insist that washing them is the worst thing you can do because you're just washing out flavor. Well, frankly, I've been cooking with these things my whole life, and I've tried it both ways, and I can tell you this, these have so much flavor in them, you don't have to worry about washing anything away. So go ahead and have at it with some water. There we go. Next, it's time to slice these. Now it's time for us to go ahead and slice our chilies. Now take them and lay them out on your cutting board. And what we're going to do is just make a slice right down the middle, okay, to divide it in half. Now, all I'm going to do is just make some lengthwise cuts on this. And you want these to be about 1/2 inch wide cuts. Make sure when you're cutting that you pull your fingers under, okay, so that the blade can't contact anything. It can only touch your knuckles with the side. Alright? It's a safer way for you to handle a knife. Now let's do that again. I've got part of the crown on this one. those fingers under. Okay, there. Okay, just keep working these down until you get them all cut into nice little strips. This dish can also be done by leaving this vegetable in a large slice like this and laying it over the top of the chicken after you've cooked the chicken. If you're going to fry the chicken, I prefer to do it that way. That way it kind of covers up a less than desirable cut, not cut, but a less desirable form of cooking. Grilling makes a beautiful grill mark on there, but often frying doesn't really come across well on a chicken breast when it is just a shallow pan fry. There we go. Always keep your knives very sharp so they can cut easily. You don't have to struggle with it. Makes your cutting simple. Look at that. The beautiful poblano strips. These are going to be wonderful once they're fried up. I have now started my grill and it is preheating. I need to go ahead and season my chicken. I have here a couple of breasts with the tenders still attached. And one of them very distinct. The other one is a little harder to notice here. But if you'll notice that, that's how your tenders will come. Sometimes breasts come with it already on there. Sometimes they've been removed. But that's where the tender is on that chicken. Now, I want to salt this. Now, your grill is going to vary from mine, I'm sure, unless you have the identical same grill that I do. And also, how a person uses a grill varies one person from another. For instance, these breasts could be cooked open lid or closed lid. They could be cooked on high or on a medium flame. Either way, it's going to vary how long it takes to cook the breast. I like to start my grill on high to get the grate extremely hot. Usually my grill will be in the neighborhood of 500 degrees before I put my meat on it. And I keep the lid closed as it's preheating. That way, when I go and put this chicken down on it, it's going to sear and it's going to create some beautiful lines on the meat. And of course that's part of the thrill of grilling, and the flavor is you get the caramelization off of the grate. So I'm going to put it on there extremely hot, but the minute the chicken hits that grate, I'm going to turn my heat down to about a medium, and then I'm going to cook with a closed lid. Alright? That will cause these breasts to cook pretty quick. They should take no more than 5 to 6 minutes per side total. And at that I should get some good grill marks and a thorough cook without drying them out. That is sort of the real trick about cooking with a grill. Can you do it without drying out your meat? It only takes a little practice. If you've never had one or used one, I recommend getting it and start practicing. I have placed a pan, a good flat bottom pan, on top of a high flame. Now, I'm going to bring that up in temperature just a little bit. We're going to put some olive oil in there and go ahead and start cooking these poblano strips. They're very durable when met with heat. You don't have to worry so much about overcooking them. They don't get soft easily. The only thing I've seen that breaks down a poblano easily is freezing it and then cooking it. That seems to turn them very soft quickly. So if you're using a frozen poblano, you want to shorten your cooking time dramatically. It's just beginning to get warm. That's a good thick pan. It heats kind of slowly. You don't want your pan so hot that it causes your olive oil to smoke. And olive oil will smoke at a low temperature. Well, relatively low, especially compared to other oils. There we are. Listen to that beautiful sizzle. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper, excuse me, salt, no pepper, on these as we're cooking. This part of the dish has no pepper in it at all, other than, well, the paprika that we're going to be using. But the chili, it's a little bit different from a ground black pepper. Ground black pepper is actually a seed or a berry, that comes off of a bush. Okay, go ahead and fry these up. My grill is heating up right now. In just a little bit, I'm going to put my chicken breast on there. And then I'm going to come back up and we're going to start the sauce, which will be actually made in this pan with the chili. And all I have to do there is just put my sour cream and the lime juice, a little bit of wine, and paprika in there, and let those cook down nice. And once they've simmered for just a little bit, then we have a sauce that's ready to go. Again, the smell that comes out of a pan of fried poblano, oh, there's just nothing that compares to a good quality chili. I'll go ahead and open my wine. I like to just take a knife and pull this right off. Just slice up, and give you this, and then pull it off. And if you think this is going to catch any of your wine and cause the drips to be a little bit less problematic, well then, no, that's not going to happen. That little cover doesn't do much for you. There we go. Go ahead and pull that cork. Starting to get just a slight amount of color from the cooking. And that's just what I want. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my heat down, my flame down to a medium flame. And we'll continue to fry these on a medium flame. And it was only off, about 1 minute there. So you really didn't miss anything. Absolutely wonderful looking. Smells beautiful, looks beautiful. I guarantee you one thing, once you've tried this dish, you're going to be showing it off to lots of other people. Alright, it is time now to go down and put the chicken on the grill. Alright, here we are. We have our chicken ready. Go ahead and get it on that grill. And when you're grilling your chicken, you want to turn it one time. Back inside, we check our poblanos again. Now they're getting really soft. Exactly what I'm looking for right there. So, now we can add in our other ingredient. Get the olive oil out of my way. I want to start with the sour cream. There we go. Add in just a little bit of lime juice, not much. A couple more drops. Now I want to add in just a little bit of wine. That's maybe 1/4 of a cup at the most. And let's sprinkle over with a little paprika. Now I'm going to reduce my heat on this. I want to reduce this to low. And I want this to just very gently simmer. If you would like, while that's simmering, go ahead and cover it. Make sure you use a lid with a vent, or gently cock your lid to the side. Okay, we're back at our grill. Let's turn that chicken over. Beautiful lines on that. Remember, turn it once. That was about 5 to maybe 6 minutes worth of cooking. We're back up from checking our chicken. We're going to take a look at our sauce. It appears to be a little thicker. Yes, certainly it is. Now, since that's thickened up just a little bit and the flavors have married, what I want to do is to simply drop the temperature, turn off that flame, cover it, and allow that to just set for just a little bit, and then we'll be putting it on our chicken in just a moment. Our chicken has about another 3 to 4 minutes of cooking, and it'll be finished. Our chicken breasts have just now finished. Let's go ahead and uncover our sauce. Now, to plate this up, the way I like to do this, I scoop up some of my sauce and chilies, put them right in the bottom of a plate or a bowl. In this case, I like to use this type of a bowl because of the presentation is really nice. And you want a nice heaping amount, just like so. Then take one of your breasts, set it right up on top. There we go. Now, for the crowning touch, let's take just a couple of those chilies and set them right up on top. I'll tell you what, once you try it, you're going to be blown away by it. Give this dish a try and be ready to be surprised.